all is said and done, I'm still the only one.
IntellectualRadio.com. Feed your brain.
Feed me now.
Yo, welcome to the Ferg Show on IntellectualRadio.com and our heart radio station. And as always, I'm the host, Kendall K. Ferg, and my co-host with the most, my one and only good friend, Mr. Marcus Shark, y'all.
What's happening, Ferg? Man, I'm glad to be here today, man.
Marcus, I'm always glad to be here, man.
We started a little late, but you know.
Well, you know,
the itis set in from Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we still suffering from a little Thanksgiving itis. How was your Thanksgiving?
I chilled in the house, man. Prayed for the indigenous people that was lost.
Yeah.
In this land. You know
okay, so you didn't do nothing.
No, I used that as an excuse. My family didn't want me over.
Your family didn't want you. Of course not, man. You remember last year you put a picture of going into your mom's house that was kind of foul. So I think
that's
that
4 years of running.
Have oh, that was 4 years.
I bet this was the 4th year of that.
Of you dropping that picture?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's probably why you wasn't invited this year. You might not want to make it a 5th year.
Don't
you want to
get
get a plate.
She be calling me, how many likes we get this year?
I mean,
don't let her fool you.
On the picture?
Yeah, she be wanting in on
it. Man, your mom's mad cool too. Mom's dad, they mad cool. And it's like it's really nothing better than dealing with family. You know what I'm saying?
Big time.
I mean, you can
say family. We ain't got to do everything they do, but if it's bringing us together, you know what I'm saying?
It's worth it. You know what I mean?
That's the best we could, you know what I'm saying? Let's run with it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Jeff stepped in the building, man. Real good friend of mine. Been doing comedy as long as I have. Me and him basically some crazy noise.
Am I coming to the stage or is this just a podcast?
No.
I felt like the crowd was about to clap.
People at home clapping.
They were. Don't worry about it. When we go editing, we gonna put applause behind that the whole night.
Right. Hey, how y'all doing? Welcome out, everybody. Is any birthdays in the building?
Any birthdays in the building?
Everybody? All right. Before I get started with
shake them up. Let's get up for the ladies.
Women be shopping.
But anyway, Meeks, man, we talking about Thanksgiving, man. How was your Thanksgiving, bro?
Actually was pretty decent. It's except that granddaddy sick too, so she didn't cook. But my family a little broken. But on the flip side, my comedy family is real strong. We got together and split a blunt like a family. It was all like everybody had their own little party. Like I got a little bit. Then we rolled this blunt, and I smoked it, and I was like, look at my Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but you know, I just think that you just explained what would fix the black community. I think you just honestly just explained what would fix the black community, and that is as simple as everybody take their little pieces and put it together and make a whole community. You know what I mean? We take them pieces. You might have a Rello. You might have you know what I'm saying? He might have a grinder.
Right.
Let's put this thing together, and then he may have another little piece, and we put it all together.
More than that,
and everybody get to go to a higher level. Is all I'm saying. So
more
I think,
than that.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
More than that, my realization that we don't lays out to the rest of the world. First, we stole these people land, then we have a feast, water, nothing. And as America, that's really, to me, I felt culturally like really just stunting on the world, and it's unnecessary.
That's how, that's how I feel. Exactly like you just said. That's exactly how I feel about these holidays. I feel like as black people, if you gonna boycott anything, boycott every last one of these damn holidays.
These holidays ain't real, man.
Because in my opinion, none of these holidays are about you. All of these holidays are about, like, I mean, if you think about it, we get ready to go into
Christmas.
We get ready to go into Christmas. Christmas ain't got nothing to do
with anything.
With nothing other than clearing out a retail store. What? And that's what you go and cleaning out a retail store. And then listen to this. They got it to the point, and I remember being this way too as a kid, but if you don't get something for Christmas,
you're not a parent.
Forget what you got all year.
Yeah.
And this is even in a relationship. Forget what you did for your lady all year.
Yeah.
Forget what you did all this, that, and the other. You didn't get me a Christmas gift. Moo, moo, moo.
Like you said, think about how unfocused people are in this whole month. People just, I'm on vacation. I'm about to be on vacation. It's Christmas time. It's holiday. I'm about to chill out. But 2020, next year, I'm about to get my life together. So you about to party super hard and then get your life together 2 days later.
2 months straight of party. That's
2 months straight.
Because Thanksgiving costly.
That's true.
You got family over. You spend a lot of expenses. You get the days off. You spend more money. And For an average person, I think at least about $2,000 to $3,000.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. And it's just we do it every
that ain't
year.
even the average. That's the low end.
That's the low end.
You know what I mean? That's the low end. We definitely know that's the low end.
That's $1,000 per holiday, and that's normal.
Right.
But people that's extra, it could be 10,000.
It could be 10,
I was
20.
actually last.
Some people, man, I went past this one lady. I don't mean to cut you off. Excuse me. But I went past this one lady house. This lady here, I kid you not, the bill got to be $1,000 a week with all the amount of lights and all that stuff that they got out in front of their house and this and that. It's like I just be blown by how much we will invest in someone else's idea, but we won't invest in none of our own. For example, Michi, your whole family will invest in, and this is all hypothetical. They'll invest financially in the Thanksgiving. They'll invest financially in the Christmas. They'll invest financially in the year.
That's very true.
And that's what blows me about us, is that we'll invest in everything but what we brought on this earth. How do you do that? Yeah. I don't get that. How do you invest? How do you go to church every Sunday and leave 10% of what you make, and you got a child over here starting their own business, but you won't donate $2,000-$3,000 to that?
And with that being said, I enjoy the holidays in Chicago, especially when I was to come home from college. This was some good times.
How you gonna flip on us that quick? We just was establishing. We hate the holidays, and we not gonna separate. I thought collectively, as one podcast, we can stay focused and finish the podcast, and at least have a. That was terrible.
Let me introduce you to Marcus.
Yeah, he's like, yeah. I understand what y'all said, Black Power, but I love Christmas. Man, you talking about trees? If you ain't bad at Christmas, you ain't no Christmas.
And he noticed certain women are watching the show. He is no longer riding with us.
Oh, that's what it's all about.
That's what this is all about. That's why a lot of times I make them turn the phone over when we perform.
People I'm dating, I buy their kids.
Right.
I mean, if you just know me and you text
now
me
you got it.
I bet you a gift too.
That's
just me.
Shark.
Any real man buys a woman gift that he randomly knows or just intimately with him in any kind of way.
I mean, he Santa Claus is fake.
He put up a disappointment, man. My mind just was really opened up to the possibility of hating these holidays as much as I should. We really should be appalled by Thanksgiving. It should be the most disrespectful.
I don't call it Thanksgiving.
I
don't call it Thanksgiving.
It's absolutely horrible.
I call it happy day with friends and family.
You know what?
And then that's all it is.
But here go the thing. It's a Thanksgiving. It's supposed to be a religious holiday, quote unquote. But you're breaking one of the. They try to throw it in there. You know what I'm saying?
Add some kind of.
No, it's just literally about a slaughter and us eating.
It's about tricking people out their land and telling them thank you for being a.
So my thing is, but how do you, you know what I'm saying, do this, but then you breaking one of the 7 deadly sins in gluttony?
Oh, you mean eating?
Right. You know what I'm saying? You just stuffing yourself for no reason at all, but just to be greedy.
But if you think about it, it applies. Because what happened is you went over there and took these people's land and stuffed yourself with glutton out of their land. So it makes sense that we're going to have you symbolically do it back with food. A lot of things, believe it or not, man, a lot of things that happen in America, and you think you just in a festive mindset.
Oh, yeah.
You're really in a satanic mindset. And you don't even realize that you playing out satanic rituals. You don't even know that you part of a satanic ritual. You just
love Halloween.
You think you just going through, that's satanic.
You say nothing bad on Halloween now.
Okay, right. That's his holiday.
That's my holiday.
That's his holiday right there.
But Halloween is what it is. They don't come out trying to fake your holiday. No, they say, hey, we know some evil stuff. There's some freaky stuff happening. If you want to get down, that's on you. All right? Because we celebrate souls dying out here. You know what I mean?
But think about it. You think but think about that. And one month you celebrating the devil, and the next month you having a feast, and then the next month you giving out gifts. Come on, and then the next month you celebrating, making it to another year to do it all over again. It's retarded.
Yeah,
it's retarded.
I didn't really pay as much attention to. I was aware of all this, but looking at world news a lot more now, and even the Trump thing really kind of opened me up to a lot. Just the fact that people like writing war now and he holding money back and all. We barely got waters, and then if we do get something nice, guess who come through and take our resources? America. Yeah, we got a little river who we get fish. We don't really need nothing from the world. Oh yeah, well, it's water up under that river. Let me go ahead and let Shell come put these pipes in, and then the pipes burst.
Now, I'm sorry. Well, y'all ain't getting no more food.
Y'all can work for us.
We'll throw y'all a check. We'll pay you all to eat.
Yeah, actually, y'all can
per diem. Here's what we'll give you.
Let me give the government some money, get a militia to guard, because y'all getting too hostile. Y'all do what y'all got to do.
Absolutely.
We didn't but you got to look at it like this in terms of coming from, even from Africa, we took what we needed to survive. We didn't, Americans came over here, they extincted the buffalo, they extincted the, you know what I'm saying?
Man, listen,
Yeah.
when America, listen, I'm gonna say this, and I know it probably ain't gonna come out right, but I'm gonna say this. Everywhere the white man has went, he has destroyed. Everywhere has destroyed. If you look at what he did over in Africa, you look at what he did over in Asia, you look
over mining, over drilling, all of that.
Everywhere that sucker go, destroy. And you know, change the narrative on everything and how you looking at things in a whole nother manner when that ain't even the case. It's just like what do they say? The victor always writes the story.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
So if the victor is always writing the story, then you're getting a tainted story. You know what I mean?
You go into war with a country, you go in, you don't just kill them.
All about Jesus, because once they destroyed the history and disconnected you from your history, they know that it's an innate nature in you to follow a higher being. We just gonna tell you what the higher being is.
But what I learned about just working our jobs, especially working downtown, is we can say all we want to say, but their lives are not impacted at all by negative energy in any kind of way. Like they live in a high towers and they order their food and they go to work. Like it's real noticeable when you do a show up north and a show out south. You up north, you like, man, I hate my job, right? Mm-hmm. Hello?
Right.
Anybody?
Right.
But outside, you're like, man, I hate my job. I would even understand, even during slavery, it wasn't realistic to them because they didn't see it. They just saw the products or they knew it existed and rolled through a plantation, but it was like, well, I like my jeans, so somebody got to pick cotton. You know what I mean? It wasn't like oh man, the black man over the pit. No, it's just like, well, hey, my world's so good. I see the hood, but I like the music. But it couldn't be that difficult. Y'all happy? Y'all rapping? Y'all got change? So it's like I understand that their world is not even connected with ours. So hearing the problems is stressful when your life is good. You know what I mean?
Right.
Culturally, like, oh yeah, y'all struggling. I donated. Y'all stop bringing that up. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm over here eating my fresh fruit, my yogurt,
my ramen noodles.
Right, you eating ramen noodles, but I'm drinking alkaline water. It's literally $5 a bottle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
I don't 5 bags of these for your bottle of water.
I don't hear nothing you talk. I don't want to hear that. You disturb my right now. I got $300,000 job, and it ain't no money out here. Right. I'm making $300,000.
That's being extremely naive, and some people may want to flourish in being naive, and you're entitled to do that. But that's the difference between sympathetic and empathetic. You know what I mean? You sympathetic, meaning that, hey, I don't really know, but I'm trying to feel what you're feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Empathetic is, I know because I went through it. I can totally empathize with what you're going through because I went through it. What I'm saying is that they're not even sympathetic because you have to be sympathetic. Well, it's like this. How do you not be sympathetic when you know that you living and not living nowhere near that margin or that margin line? And you can fool yourself as to say, well, we both had the same start. No, we did not.
No.
Would you like to see the school I went to and the course and that I had to come up under? Would you like to see the neighborhood I had to deal with? Would you like to see what my mom's had to deal with? We're trying to raise 3-4 kids by herself and help them do homework and so what? Like, the variables aren't the same. Even if she wasn't by herself, but I'm just saying, even if you look at a lot of schools that we coming from, the curriculum that they have is garbage. You know what I mean? Things aren't catered to the kids that are in that classroom. But when you go out to Homewood, Flossmoor, their stuff is catered to the kids that are in those classrooms.
But that's one thing I hate about immaturity. I'm starting to understand about rap and homeless guys on the streets. Yeah, in the hood, but we got chains. Yeah, in the hood, we got cars. So it's like the empathy it takes away of seeing the kids that's not doing that.
Right. Like, they're straight. They
because you go to a white party, they want to go to the hood party. They want to go in the hood because it's like, y'all have so much fun in the hood. Y'all be so happy, man. It's the cover up. It's not playing one side of the video. That's the cover up.
Man, let's go get some 40s.
That's what I'm saying. All the stuff that happened before the party. The reason why they party so hard, you ain't playing none of that. You just see them at the party like, man, I'm just go hard. But you ain't seeing my friend got shot or they getting out of jail or, you know what I'm saying? I can't get no job and my kids is messed up. So I'm here just because my girl keep tripping. So I'm gonna come to the party and go hard because everything's so messed up. What they playing is the party part. Hey, let's show them at the party. They going hard.
That's true, but you see the other sides as well. I mean, we see a lot of the partying.
They don't ride through the hood.
We do. They don't.
We do.
I agree with them on that.
They're not coming in the hood. They're not leaving their building. They barely going to get food. You know what I'm saying? If you got, for us, it's different. We got to get out the house. But if you got a 2-story condo in a Sears Tower, you paying $500,000. I'm home every day.
Average black women don't know the everyday or what we all done went through at one point in time as black men. Even probably Earl.
Okay, who just commented on this page? You heard he just did that? Somebody just commented. He's like, hey, the average black woman don't understand. Yeah. The level. Somebody had to. Look, he looking down. The level of romance. I
told you who we dealing with.
I told you who we dealing with. Average black woman.
I said they don't understand like that. They don't understand.
That dude right there.
They don't understand.
As soon as some women get around.
Even in terms of the police harassment. Growing up and how we walk, we move around this city different.
That was sympathy right
there.
We
have to.
He going for sympathy right there. That's what it was.
Every time.
You know, I got it. We're going to do what we did the other day. As a black man, the things I deal with when I'm just parking my car, trying to get an honest day's work in. I just want somebody to love me back. I just pay my bills. Look at this fool.
They got to stop doing these women wrong.
If I just had a woman to love all the way with everything I had,
but all I'm going through.
You gotta do the 2-hair one. That's all the way there. The 2-hair one.
That is a high level of BS right there.
High level. But okay,
average black woman.
I want to switch to talk about this, Michi. Basically, we talked about it before, but I want to talk about it because you're on the show, and I think that I'm gonna chime in, but I gotta use it too. But I'm gonna try and see. I'm really interested to see where you and Marcus go with this conversation. What do you think about the Harriet Tubman movie?
I didn't watch it. Refused to watch it.
Okay, I want to. I knew this was gonna go the right way.
My thing
First, before you go, so we won't have nothing over your head. He's an advocate of it. Not that that's a negative, but I think that we should all.
You say advocate.
I think we should all expound and then just kind of.
What do you mean by advocate?
You know, you push
you advocate.
You for the movie.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah,
advocate. You're for it.
Go ahead.
Well, I feel
I'm not.
I was gonna go see the movie because I felt anything that they put any black person's name in, regardless of how I feel or who did it, it needed to be supported. Let them know that it got buying power. At the end of the day, I wanted to buy tickets and not go see it for my own personal just support because I don't want a Harriet Tubman movie to flop. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
you can't let that happen.
Okay,
I'll give you that.
On the same note, they went out their way to not include African Americans. To me, to bring a British actor in, to have a white woman write it, they went out of their way to not support the blacks in America, and that just was insulting. And it was clearly a money grab and a way to use her name, and they're doing a $20 bill and run on the hype of that. But I understand, like my understanding of history when slavery and all that, and I know everybody gonna really fall out, but I agree with Kanye. Hold on, no, sit down, Ferg. Hear me out. I just want to hear this point.
Go ahead. I'm listening to this one.
The point is, I want him to debate it. It's no point.
But go ahead. No.
Well, there had to be groups and groups and groups of people that rebelled that white people would not tell us about. There had to be people who
just wasn't putting up with,
just preferred to die. That they wouldn't make a monarch. They wouldn't do a glory song about it. They wouldn't tell us that, hey man, some of y'all got warrior spirits in y'all, and a lot of y'all died in, was serial killers.
I'm just going along with it.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Or they wouldn't tell us about a camp of black people who got out and lived on their own that they didn't mess with because they knew that they was crazy.
It was something that dipped out west that was living with the Indians or living in the mountains.
It would be it's an impossible scenario because they didn't have cameras and technology like that.
That's true.
And we talking about you trying to hold 200-300 people, 50-20 for the rest of their life. It's impossible to think that what they want us to think that we mentally was just, you can leave the gate open and we're not going to run out. You know what I mean? Like we wanted to be there and, the white man was so mentally strong. They showed us this and they made us all say, I'd rather live than live as a slave than die as a human being.
You are
it's
correct
just not,
that.
It's an impossible human emotion to control that long like that without all these
years.
Blips.
But
they just like we was talking about earlier with the parties, they never showed the opposite blips of the
they ain't want to talk about that.
But they don't It had to be a lot of uprisings. It had to be a lot of camps that lived on their own. It had to be a lot of people that serial killed, choked white babies out, all that. It's impossible to tell me that all these people mentally just was with it. So on that note,
just like it's been, everybody went and got pit bulls.
Yeah,
pit bulls have killed a lot of people around here. You tried to tame as many as you could, but pit bulls, for the most part, they had to lay a lot of them down because they done killed kids, killed neighbors.
50 a year. That's the national average is 50. They kill 50 pit bulls a year. It might be like 10 or 15 in Chicago a year that die from pit bull killings. And you know he's sensitive about this. But my point when you walk out,
I'm real sensitive about that because
I ain't trying to compare you.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think
I just trying to capture somebody that's.
I understand that, but since you referenced pit bulls, I just want to make sure that we get this clearly put out there that it's nothing wrong with pit bulls.
It's nothing wrong.
It's something wrong with pit bull owners. It's nothing wrong with the dog. Pit bull is just like a black man. You raise him wrong, he'll kill you. Ain't no different. Ain't nothing wrong with a black man. You raise him wrong. I should compare them two.
There you go. Pet and a human.
But well, it's the same result.
My thing is
the same result.
Everybody, because Kanye is Kanye. He's a polarized individual, and everybody jumped to like, man, they took that for face value as opposed to really digging deep into what he was saying. Yeah.
I don't think Kanye thought deep into what he was saying. To be honest with you, when you
say about that,
well, hear me out. When you say slavery was a choice, I think the smartest thing for a person to do is
he said at some point. You see, that's where everybody just took it. And then said at some point it had to be a choice.
Okay, let me say this. I feel this way about that.
Every point is a choice.
I feel like this about that. If you want to argue I'm gonna just say, in my opinion, the nonsense of it, then okay, everybody had a choice. if you want to argue the nonsense of it, if you want to say that you had a choice because it was that or death, I wouldn't actually say that if death is your other option, then you have choices. I can't really say you have choice. That's like me kidnapping you, holding you somewhere.
But those that are willing,
hold on,
go ahead, because I'm about to bring you about your choice being deaf.
But y'all got to hear a full thought.
When is that make choice? People that make choice, they deaf. I mean, deaf, they choice. They win.
1 second. You love your mother?
Society wise,
do you love your mother? Huh?
Yes.
So if I kidnap your mother, and 2 years later I still got her, and then y'all find out, and I say it was her choice to be here. What you gonna feel like doing to me?
Oh, this is rap.
Okay then. So it obviously wasn't her choice then, now was it? I'm holding her against her will. And I'm telling you,
she got a bad
that if she didn't want to be here, she should have killed herself. Now what you want to do to me? Now what you want to do to me when I tell you, if she didn't want to be here, she should have killed herself.
That's a weak argument.
It's not a weak argument because what I'm doing is I'm making an argument personal.
Let me tell you why.
It's easy to feel like something about people who you have no direct connection to. But let me give you a direct connection and see if you can.
No, that's a weak argument.
You think slavery was a choice? Let me go kidnap your little girl.
Let me tell you why.
Let me kidnap your daughters and keep them for 4-5 years, and then when I bring them back, I'm gonna say
you said it already.
Was a choice.
Let me make my point. My point.
Well,
is,
you're not really giving me an opportunity. Go ahead.
You said the same thing for loudly, and then you said it louder. Like and then you said the same thing again louder. My point is, other cultures, they're taught to die first, as in Asians.
Okay. Asians,
you know what I'm saying? A lot of other cultures are taught to die first.
The Asians, they tried to take over when they tried to put the Asians, when they tried to take the Asians into slavery. They all killed themselves by groups.
They absolutely did. My point is, you have a choice. And people respect that. And what they do to us, they tell us we don't have a choice. And that's why what he said was so strong to me. Because it's like you can choose to die. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No. The option, death is not an option.
It is. See, we just said you can't say do it though. If other cultures do it, it was the point is my culture has what's the word that we don't have? They have a pride in their culture, like Mexicans and stuff like that. You're not just gonna kidnap a bunch.
Why is it? So let's dig deeper into that. Let's dig deeper. Why is that? Why is it that African Americans are not customarily known across the globe for killing themselves? But every other nationality,
they have some Africans that do. some tribes in Africa.
See, when we get to slaves, this is what I don't like.
Had some
I don't like when I
like
speak in general, and then somebody go, stop for a second. I don't like to speak in general about billions of people, and then somebody talk about a small 200 group of people. Let's talk by the massive amounts of number. The massive amounts of number, Black people are not customarily killers of themselves. I work construction. When I sit in those meetings, when we have our safety meetings, and we have to sign off about if you feel like killing yourself, you want to know what the white guys say when they pass us the papers? Here, just sign it. We know y'all don't kill yourselves. When they go to the white guys, you know what they say? Make sure you sign it, Tom. Bill, you make sure you sign. Hey, John, I need you to sign. Come on. Sign.
Well, that's a falsehood about we don't kill ourselves.
Hold on. I didn't say it was a falsehood. I didn't say we don't do it. I'm telling y'all about numbers. Are y'all hearing me? I'm telling you, customarily by numbers, Black people are not customarily known for killing themselves. Kill somebody else? Yeah. Kill themselves? No, the suicide, when you look at suicide rates, it's only risen lately in the Black community, but customarily, that's not what happens in the Black community. Now, when you talk about the Asians and you talk about them killing themselves because they were going into slavery, this, that, you have to understand historically and culturally who people are innately who are African Americans. We are spiritually in tune people. So to kill ourselves, we automatically think, here's our mindset.
Okay, go ahead.
When African Americans kill themselves, our mindset is you are going to hell.
Mm-hmm.
Other people mindsets, when they kill themselves, they're going to heaven. They're going to receive X, Y, Z, Ys. They're going to be da-da-da-da. So what I'm telling you is that what is your internal driving force that has been passed down through you plays out how you handle it.
I'm not talking suicide. I'm talking about willing to die for a cause, which is two different things. When you talk about,
you just said it yourself.
You talk about being a martyr, that's when it's different. Like, man, I'm willing to go out here.
And you
know what I'm saying?
But you just said it though. You said other cultures don't go through what we've been through because they know other cultures. Like Indians, you wasn't going to slave a lot of Indians. You could probably get them women maybe, but let them one of them get loose. They ain't trying to do nothing but kill themselves. And I can understand during that time.
Why are they trying to kill themselves?
Because they just had pride in their culture a certain kind of way. They didn't believe in living like that.
What I'm telling you is that it's not just.
But is that true or not though?
It is. What I'm saying is a half true, Meech. Because the half truth that I'm saying is that you got to understand why they feel that
taught you to
endure.
If you kill yourself,
you have been taught a religion that teaches you to. We're not here to. That's a whole nother argument. That's another argument. Yeah, that's a whole nother subject. I'm not into that subject. I'm into explaining to you why I can do so much to your community. I can do so much to your community because your community has been taught to look in the damn sky for an answer. I am going to kill myself and my children so you can't have us. I'm taught, well, Jesus, I know you raping us, I know, but Jesus gonna come save us. They don't believe, they ain't riding on no Jesus come save, they saving themselves.
But that's absolutely the choice that Kanye talking about. You have a choice to believe that or die. Because you could not die. You could take over and rebel. You could, like, every time you go against the grain, you don't always lose. You choose to die, and your ferociousness in making that choice may be stronger than the people trying to oppress you.
I'm not disagreeing with that. That's not my disagreement.
But that's the choice you're talking about, though. That's the idea that you gotta live.
When you say choice, the only thing with choice blows me is I'm with y'all. Why the slaves didn't mutiny up, but here's the other thing.
And more did than not.
Here's the other thing. Just like you just said, probably did whatever. This goes back to what we was talking about earlier with the Harriet Tubman thing. The reason I'm against the Harriet Tubman the Harriet Tubman movie, is because every time you make something about us, it's a damn slave. Our history is prolific. And all you know about, I can name 30 people you never heard of, 10 times more important than Harriet Tubman. But ain't none of them gonna get a movie
here go my
because
thing.
It was
Here go my thing, dog.
Understand, Harriet Tubman is not a movie made to esteem you.
Okay, forget the movie. I'm not gonna sit here and let you just say Harriet Tubman was just a slave. See, that's the thing. You forget the movie. She wasn't just a slave, dog. You know what I'm saying? This was a superhero. And just to demean this woman as just a slave. Forget who was before her. You stuck in the slave mentality. Because she wasn't just a slave. You can't just put that on her. Forget the movie. I agree with Michi said in terms of how they did the movie and white people did it in terms of the Hollywood section of it. But her just a slave. That ain't fair.
Fine. Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Do you know who Harriet Tubman is?
Nah.
In terms of what?
Do you know who she is? Are you aware of her?
Big time, very aware of her.
Okay. Who is her stepson?
Bruh.
But see, my point is, you know who this ex-slave was, but you don't know who a queen who became
why
king.
You gotta keep monitoring her as a slave, though? Why you gotta keep
was?
So anybody that was a slave, they less of a person than who accepts who was.
Less of a person.
That's what you. But you talking slave like her being my great grandmother was a sharecropper. I knew this woman.
Okay.
She wasn't no less than nobody because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her.
Okay.
So her being a slave is as a title that was given to her by somebody else. We stuck on slave mentality to put the slave moniker on somebody that happened to be a slave that was smart enough to not keep the slave mentality in their mind. I'm not just gonna mock her as an ex-slave. Forget that.
Here's my point. What you don't get. I am a huge Harriet Tubman fan. I'd wear the t-shirt, I'd wear the whole everything.
Okay.
My problem is that you Negroes only know of her, but don't know of people who have exalted and done major things. So my problem is
plenty of that.
You don't know none. My problem
You don't know what I know.
My problem is if you know about Harriet.
I've been hotepping since the '89. Get out of here.
I've been hotepping tapping too. I've always been tapping hoes for a long time.
What I'm telling you is
that you get Black History points for hotepping? Because I definitely get a lot of points.
So
at least about a couple hundred.
So my point is this.
My point is I done studied all of that, dog. But at the end of the day, I'm still not gonna demean there who I can touch.
You met parts, but they never try to bring a good part to light. But to do that, it'll be Harriet Tubman 7 before it be a queen.
It won't be none of that. You'll never know who that is.
But they'll have a Harriet Tubman.
But they'll make sure y'all know about Harriet.
They will do that.
Harriet Tubman is not.
I'm tell you how mad you're gonna be when they do it. With his Gwyneth Paltrow playing the role.
Exactly. and then it'll be that. Because what
that's
I'm
what
trying
you're
to
gonna
explain
be mad.
to you is that I understand Harriet and I appreciate everything.
It's core to them. It wasn't no black people in Egypt.
But my problem, exactly. So my problem is this. Whenever you write something or you want to put something out about us, it's a slave movie. I'm saying
I don't look at them as slave movies.
Well, shit. If
you wanted to not
look at it as a slave movie, but niggas getting the hell beat out of them in it.
When I say I don't look at it as slave,
what the hell is that?
I put it like that. When you call it, see, because I think we don't want to. We separating a slave mentality for what some people live through. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they live through that.
What else did we live through?
Well, you got to put your
why every time you depict the image of African Americans, got an African American movie and ooh, look what we got for y'all. It's some slave crap. That's my only problem.
Why is it slave crap?
Because it's
I think you demeaning our history. I think you demeaning our people back home.
I think you're demeaning our history.
You don't gotta call it for what it is.
Yeah. See, you gotta know all.
So that was fake history?
I'm not story. Start at the beginning.
It's
Show that part.
It's the middle of the story, but that's that part that got us messed up is the middle of the story. Not the beginning part,
but
the middle of the story got us gone.
But when I take you back to the beginning and show you the beginning, maybe you can get back home.
They ain't gonna get back home.
Show you the middle, you stay right here. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
If all I'm showing you is the slavery aspect, if all I'm showing you is that you slaves, y'all were slaves, y'all had a lady that went ham, y'all woo. I give y'all this, that, the other. You got your Kintes, you got your woo.
So we think our whole history is slavery.
Kunta Kinte was
he's saying because this our whole history don't make it bad because we live through it and develop things and all that.
And I'm telling you that makes it bad if you think that. Because that means that you are doing away with what your real royal history is. You should fight that. You should be like, no, all of this is mine. You ain't gonna just only thing I'm gonna do is show this one part. Your history is this entire table. But every time I shoot a movie, it only covers this one part.
See, but what he's saying though, and keeping the faith in what he's saying, I hear what you're saying exactly. He's saying that you can't take away from the fact that we did build the White House. That might have been a bad part of slavery, but it was a big part of our whole culture.
And I'm glad
to build the White House.
Now stop.
And America.
Now here, guess what I want? Now guess what I want? I want this. He's saying we building the White House is part of our history and this and the other, right?
Mm. That's what you said, right, Sharks? I don't want to.
Just
for example, right? And I'm saying, let's deal with where they even got the people to build the White House. See, before you start in America with they built the White House, I want you to start with the people that you brought over here that designed where you went and got them people.
It go a question.
See, that's what I'm saying. You gotta.
How close or how far removed are you from Africa and from your people being here in the United States? How long have your people been here, or Jamaica, or in this side of the globe? How long have your ancestors been here? Have they been over here over 400 or 500 years? Or they just came off the boat in the 1800s?
My people?
Your people.
Personally, my people?
Personally, your people.
You got to call a grandma or something for that.
Well, no, because I talked to all of mine before they left.
Go ahead.
So I don't really have a slave background. I don't have slavery in my background.
So your people was free for how long?
I mean, forever that I'm aware of. Forever. Only thing we dealt with, I got Indians in my family, so when, you know what I mean, a lot of that happened.
Do you know your own personal family history?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, very well.
Personal family.
Very well.
So
very well.
At that point was kind of
very well. So like I said, so I know all the different parts and different cases in our family.
My family
that was supposed to be like there may have been like some part of slavery in there, but it was never in our family. It was never a like came from big plantations, different things like that. From my understanding, that's not what I got. But now, my father's side could be different. I can only tell you about my mom's side.
Okay.
I ain't investigated my old man's side. I investigated my mama's side. That's where we got Indians from. That's where we got our land from. That's where many different things. So I can rate. Now I can take you back. Now, since you brought this to me, I can take you to Walnut Grove, Mississippi, where my family is from. I'll take you to my family cemetery where the bodies go back to the 1800s.
I can do that in Bentonia. So go ahead.
So I'm just saying, I can take you back and you'll see my last name. You'll see the family. My family last name is Griffin. So you'll see Griffin all over the entire cemeteries in Richmond. You'll see Griffin in Richmond all over the cemetery. You see all the way back to 1700s, 1800s.
You say Richmond, Virginia?
No, Richmond.
Richmond
last name.
Oh, Richmond last name.
Richmond,
okay, go ahead.
And Griffin. So you'll see these all over Walnut Grove, Mississippi. It's an entire cemetery. I can walk it. Everybody out there is my family. So I can easily, obviously, you can't go, whatever. So we still all there, whatever. So whenever we go to Mississippi, I go visit. My grandmother buried there, my grandfather, and all the generations before them. They mothers, they fathers, they mothers, they father, all of them. So I can go look back and pull up all my.
So why is that story not into
regular story? Why did you laugh at this man?
It's not. No, some of my regular. But we want to make certain stories like this is better than this or this is better than this.
No, it's all entertainment at the end of the day. A regular story got to have some kind of, Did
you know that?
Yeah,
Alex Haley.
It had to be. I mean, it
stole a nice piece of that from somebody else.
When they make an idea or they make a movie, they hire people to make it entertaining. Even like the Wu-Tang Saga probably was like really good, just a natural story. But the fact you got to fill every scene with something entertaining, you have to embellish. It's just a part of the reality of entertaining.
I feel like this. You got Roots. You got Rosewood. You got
Rosewood, very good story.
You got Rosewood. I can go through it. I don't know how many of them.
Rosewood was not a slave movie though.
My only problem is this. When I say even if it ain't a slave movie, I'm just saying that when you make your movies, you're not making them like Black Panther. You're not making them where Black people can walk out of there with some esteem about who you were in this world. They're making your history of who you are in this world is that of a slave, and that's it. You are descendants of slaves. You have no better history than that. But that's the way it comes off to me when every time you
see. I don't see it like that.
That's fine. What about? I'm telling you how it comes.
So what if we did a Black Wall Street movie?
I mean, at the end of the day, you blew the. I mean, you gonna still end with you blowing it up, but at the end of the day, I would have more respect for the fact that you at least showed a time period where we ran some things where we held it down.
And that's what I'm saying. You want to go, so that's what I'm saying. I feel you on terms of going far back, but we had enough of it here.
Well, so to just get things to a close, not to a close, but just my idea in it all is what they shine the lights on, they see the slave part, but I would love to see a movie about the Klan rallying up to bomb Black Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? How did y'all get riled up to say, these niggas is doing this, let's get up. You know what I'm saying? They'll never show the evilness of, that's the revolutions and what they did counter that.
You want to see the best movie I want to see? Do Nixon.
Do Nixon?
Do Nixon. Or either do,
they did a Nixon movie.
Not Nixon, but, what's my man's name?
With the hoodie, they infiltrated the Klan?
The one that was bringing the guns over in the Black community. What's his name?
I'm talking about Ollie North?
Oliver North. Do the Oliver North story.
Oh, they ain't gonna do that.
Okay then. That's what I want to see. Do the Oliver North and
they might do that.
And Reagan. Story. Do the Oliver North and Reagan story.
That's how the crack got here.
Because all of a sudden Reagan, when he got in trouble, what happened?
Oh, he disappeared.
He couldn't remember.
Remember nothing, yeah.
He got Alzheimer's.
We ain't got to go that
Remember?
far.
He got Alzheimer's. And then, so that whole Oliver North thing, let's do a documentary on that. And let's show and bring the paperwork out how y'all were bringing guns and drugs into the Black community to destroy the Black community. My thing is shoot movies that show what y'all been doing to them.
That's what I'm saying.
Not just
the 5 Escaped Slaves. Let's see that movie.
Because when
y'all riled up and
because my thing is you steady want to write the movies. In my opinion, white America bullies Black America. They've been doing it since the beginning, bullying us. And we constantly sit back and allow them people to bully us. And that's not cool. It's like, dude, we cannot
I don't mind the bullying. What I'm learning about being a person that's not as alpha and so many words, that a lot of times, especially what I would like them to see, I would like you to admit that you bullied and admit that you was vicious with your movie. And see if you can write that script out. See if you can say, yeah, well, we thought of cutting their feet off because they were running away. You know what I'm saying? Can you write that down and put that? That's something you can't even really say, let alone it being a reality, let alone having an actor say, look, okay, everybody, I'm the first guy came up with, we're going to sick the dogs on them. But you know what I mean? Okay, so be that evil. So my thing is this is what I'm thinking now, Michi, this is what I'm thinking. When you show a movie and you show certain things happening to Black people in that movie, would that excite, maybe not for you, or maybe not for you, or maybe not even for me, but wouldn't you understand that may release a little something in some Black people that are watching it? Maybe it make you feel a certain kind of way. After I watched Rosewood, I was, it kind of had me a little feeling, a little angry. You know what I'm saying? It had a little of that in there. So my thing is
Mississippi Burning.
If you A Time to Kill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So A Time to Kill, like these different movies, they put that little there. So I'm saying, what happens if you make a movie where you show how great they were and how magnificent they were? Wouldn't that give you that same, but not in an adverse way? Now you feeling inspirational about being Black. Now you feeling good about being Black. Now you feeling like you really a part of something that has lived on in legacies and generations and so forth, other than I come from having the hell beat out of me, but whipped. We know all of that, but don't nobody know about what I'm saying. Is my only problem is,
so who should write these movies?
I mean, they can be written out, definitely.
Two good writers right here. Who should write these movies?
Well, the thing is,
I mean, to be honest with you, whoever should write it should be somebody that's extremely knowledgeable in it. So if I was, it's not even my forte to write, so I wouldn't write it because I like comedy writings, but this is not comedy writing. Yeah. So I'm just speaking on
what reaction will we get, and what we talked about earlier. We need to really start creating movies that create that empathy for people who can understand.
Booker T. Washington needed a movie.
You know what I mean?
Very misunderstood and understood individual.
So it's I get those movies, and I get the Black man overcoming a white man and all that. I get all that.
Up from slavery.
But it's not. It's like
need a movie about what he did for this universe that you still operate on. And your so-called other savior ain't brought you a doggone thing, but this man brought you science, mathematics, language, rhetoric. But he Black, so you don't want to talk about that. You want to go with the blue eyes, blonde-haired dude.
It's not us. It's not Black people. This is not even about
it's us now. It's
no,
us now.
it's not. So what I'm saying
Man,
is,
you put that plate of food in front of niggas, they gonna knock it off the table.
I'm saying,
black folks
but
don't even want to see nothing good
we
about
don't
black.
green light movies. We just now almost getting the power to even produce movies. We don't green light movies and pick the movies that come in our community. What I'm saying is that
We don't even want to see it.
The issue.
We want to see slave movies.
No, we don't want to see. It's just I was just having a debate with a business partner. Saturday is new comedy. Well, who says it? So when you say a slave movie, and it's always coming from the slave perspective, but I want to see this slave master go back and lay in the bed with his wife, and like I want them to show how barbaric it was, but they won't do that because it's not because of it's gonna rile us up. Because we unified. You think we not unified, but gangs are real and they unified. Even if they broken up now, if you anywhere and you see 3 black people there, we say, you know, look, you can look at somebody and say, we finna set this place up. And both of y'all be like, yeah, okay, right now. They just call somebody the N-word over there. I don't know you, brother, but we finna go. I just saw some little girls fight, and me and the brother looked at each other and said, hey, man, we got to do something. We got the car. So unity is us. But what they pushing at us is y'all was slaves. Shut up, take the beating. But I want them to push. They did. Oh, do you know we did that too? Oh, we did this too. And then maybe the white people that's living in these bubble worlds can be like, man, maybe we are evil.
No,
maybe
they not.
Bubble is hurting.
They're not gonna do that. You know what they're gonna say?
Saying?
You know what they're gonna say? That was so long ago. Get over it.
Even now, they love it. It's stuff going on now.
But it wasn't so long ago. Get over. You just went 400 years. 400 years is a long time.
It's not that long.
So you going? That's what I'm saying.
So that's what I'm saying.
Donald Trump right now.
A long time. I'm telling you that the effects, the residual
they make it
effects,
because Martin Luther King was in black and white. That it was. You know what I'm saying? It was a long time ago.
You don't. We go to the 70s. One thing I think we divided on is politics in general, and they did it just in front of us in the last 4 years, right? Where you have a lot of black people who hate what Obama did and how he did whatever, but they're not looking at what the Republican Party did to Obama in general. And on top of that, when Trump get in office, he do everything he can to pull up everything Obama did just to destroy his record and put his legacy up. But on top of that, on top of all of that, he openly says, hey,
he ain't do nothing to black people to get back at him.
What are you talking about? You mean,
bro?
Trump didn't do nothing to black people to get back at Barack.
We should have been mad.
Him trying to just destroy this man's history and record.
You talking about one man? The hell of one man. Let's talk about the masses.
All right.
When he wanted to, let me tell you
that
something.
That only makes sense. We get a man to stand up and risk his life and his family life to be president.
You ain't risk the damn thing. You got Secret Service. You got all kind of dogs training, all kind of crap.
That man probably got the most death threats in the history of death threats.
And so what?
Listen, yeah, it's always so what.
Yeah, it is so what.
That only makes sense.
Because if I'm gonna die, Marcus, I want to die knowing I took care of my family. I'm not gonna die.
What do you do to stop you from taking care of your family? More than anything, he inspired your kids more than anybody on the planet, probably.
Heck no, he didn't. Heck no. He was an image. He was a positive image.
He's a real person. He's not an image.
So right before your eyes, white America trying to erase a black man's history. And what you talking about
is erase it.
Going back to Hotep, it's happening right in front of you.
And you don't
forget
care.
that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm telling you. And I don't care what none of y'all feel about it.
I'm gonna be glad we was even
I'm telling you, and I don't care what none of y'all think about it. You can erase it because they ain't do a doggone thing for us over here anyway.
And I guess
when you erase it, you ain't gonna do nothing but hurt Mexicans.
That's a lie.
You ain't gonna hurt us.
Hotep said the same thing. Man, he
fixed the whole economy, and then he gave up free health care.
That's not even
and I can Google it right now. 30 pages.
At this point,
why is not the equivalent? Because somebody tried to erase that history too.
Why do you think they're trying to erase his history? Because
why would they be trying to erase his history if it wasn't important?
Answer the question, Paul, so I can answer.
What's
your question?
Why are they trying to erase his history so bad if it wasn't important?
Why are they trying to erase whose history?
Barack's history if it wasn't so important.
Obama policies that affected black people. It's 23 pages.
Are you gonna allow me to answer? Because every president, when he go in, he try to erase the next president.
Black people have everything to lose under Trump.
That's Barack Obama went in.
The president's history, like they've been trying to erase Iraq's everything. Until
when George W. Bush Jr. got out of office, that who was that came right after him?
Was it Clinton, bro?
That came after Clinton,
right? So you telling me that Clinton didn't go in there trying to erase that record?
No, he didn't. Not like Trump did.
Not like this.
Trump fired every Obama staff person in the whole administration. Every single thing he did. His whole policy, and all they cheered about was erase Obama from our history. when you go to his rallies, that's all they wanted. That's all they wanted.
He bring up Barack more than his wife, dog.
He's still talking about the man to this day.
You all are absolutely right. Answer me that affected just African Americans. And before you answer that,
I know a million things. We can start back when he was just a local senator. Before that, when he was just doing groundworks at the projects, and he got all his vestes removed, and got them a new school, and got their whole stuff redone.
As president,
that was in Chicago before he became
again.
When he was with Michelle Obama, they first met. They were bad, and they was down in the projects, and he was with old ladies getting their house and lives together.
Let me be clear about my question.
Come on, man.
As president
can you respect him for that?
No,
you can't respect him for fixing the projects in Chicago.
I respect Barack Obama for a ton of stuff he's done.
Then there's no point in taking.
Listen, what I'm saying. I respect Barack Obama
as a man.
I respect Barack Obama for a ton of things he did.
Come on, man.
Those are just
That's you can't. If you can't respect that, it don't make no.
Let me say this.
He got cameras in the when you interrogate somebody. He got cameras in interrogation rooms that was not existing in Illinois before that. And who was catching the brunt of not having cameras in interrogation rooms? We were.
Man, it's a lot he was doing. If you really started, if you did any research like the other stuff you did, and you read about the man,
you know what I noticed?
You would go crazy.
You know what I noticed? Y'all some pebble eaters. Yeah. Y'all some straight pebble eaters. If a little pebble on the ground, y'all happy about a pebble. I ain't happy about no damn pebble.
I am.
I ain't happy about it.
This is something I learned. This is something you got.
No, y'all pebble lovers. Right? Because I'm gonna tell you just like this: if you go in office, what he did for the homosexuals, took care of them. What he did for the Mexicans, took care of them. What he took care of people single-handedly, individually, singled out and took care of them.
He took care of black people too.
And he did not hate the slave movies because they make you Negroes be so happy.
What did he do? What did he do?
Love chitlins.
What didn't he do for black people?
Just say what he didn't do.
What didn't he do? For me, I was in the business program.
I'll tell you what he didn't do.
Let me finish, because you're going to get loud. I'm going to tell you, I was in a business program that Barack Obama started, a black woman started, and he funded. That business program, if you take the 8-week class, you get a guaranteed $10,000 business investment if you go through the proper paperwork to get your business started. Directly from Barack Obama. Directly. Like you go to the facility that's on the south side on 60th and by St. Lawrence over that way. They have it signed up when he came and signed the paperwork at the place while he was president. You know about Barack Obama, man. You don't know. You ain't did no investigation. You ain't did no study.
I've done a study.
Well, you need to Google the man
know this.
and read
I also know this. Barack Obama, whole purpose of going into office was to go in there and sign that bill where you can lock American citizens up indefinitely under the act of terrorism.
Okay, hold on, because you don't read, obviously.
This bill
the Republicans put that bill in, and he had to get something passed, so they put that in there. So everything he got passed, they put something. No, everything he got passed.
Dude, that was your purpose.
Forced him to put stuff into the bills.
No,
package up with his
messed
stuff.
up the healthcare bill.
No.
The healthcare bill was cheap.
Yeah, you don't follow any politics.
You can't say I don't follow politics. That's just idiocy to say.
You couldn't possibly follow politics if you're going to say this about Barack Obama.
You couldn't possibly follow politics.
You couldn't possibly follow politics.
I don't follow emotions. I follow facts.
Emotional or not.
So what about Harold Washington? You feel the same way about Harold Washington?
Harold Washington, you can't compare the two.
Yes, you can.
Oh, my God.
He was cut right from that cloth.
That's crazy.
That's who mentored him.
He's still not naming nothing. He's still not naming nothing Barack Obama didn't do.
Listen, a ton of people came in after Harold Washington left.
He came directly from that cloth.
That's fine. I'll give you that. But I'm telling you that a ton of people came directly from Harold Washington's cloth, and they wasn't jack nothing. That don't mean nothing because you came from his
Harold Washington been
that doesn't mean
all this situation.
Harold Washington was a different dude. Harold Washington, the main thing that Harold Washington did was he was a grant writer. His claim to fame was being a grant writer. He was able to write grants over to the government and get funds brought back into the city of Chicago in order to put.
And what was Barack Obama?
You're not gonna let me
community activist.
You're not gonna let me finish.
No, because you just yelling out stuff.
This is a fact. This is a fact.
It's not a fact. You just
that is a fact.
Make a point.
Harold Washington do that. Harold Washington didn't do that.
Compared to Barack Obama, he was a community activist.
He didn't do that.
Barack Obama was an activist, and he
wait a minute. Harold Washington didn't do that.
Side of town.
Harold Washington didn't write the grants that got everything in Chicago in terms of revitalizing the parks, redoing the neighborhoods, putting basketball courts in the hoods, all these different things that weren't there.
No, because it didn't happen.
He wasn't there. He didn't do that.
Did Harold Washington fix the city, or did he die before it finished?
He fixed the city.
Nah.
No, he died before it was finished.
Thank you.
All right.
Big time.
Hey, I'd like to thank each and every last one of y'all for tuning in to the Ferg Show. I got to thank my man Michi for coming down. We definitely got to hire him back. We always have some very colorful conversations. Very good friend. Also, my man Marcus Shark, the co-host with the most, man, on the show. Thank y'all for tuning in.